survived that beautiful, hot, and humid weekend, we are here. All right, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the brightest little corner of the Sunnyverse. This is Sunny TV, where things are about to get steeped into something spectacular.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Right? We're brewing up one seriously full cup today, and thanks to our friends over at the Spice and Tea Exchange, we know that the best days always start with the perfect blend. Today I'm doing a little hybrid, which is rosé all day and a little lychee hibiscus. I'm doing a blend today, my own blend. But we've got some history stories today that will blow your mind. Music that, of course, will save your soul. I wish it was Jewel, but she's not on the list today. Local theater experience that will absolutely is going to be out of this world, and I mean literally more than you think. We've got community love, local flavor, and just enough sunshine shenanigans to make your coffee spit. Sit up straight. There you go. Not spit. And pay attention. But before we get into all that and unpack this with the TLDR or whatever the hell the kids say these days, we got to turn it over to the queen of the sunny snack scene. Mel, you got a lot of explaining to do.
You guys, so we're sitting down with a man who woke up before the sun, literally,
Woo,
to make sure St. Augustine woke up to something beautiful. Jerome Bensimon with Maison Louis Cafe.
Yeah!
He's bringing a little bit of Paris right here, and he's talking about his journey, and he did bring me a large box of croissants and beignets.
I know he did. There's plain beignets and chocolate beignets for her.
I like the plain better.
How many croissants have you eaten so far?
I had 1 croissant and 6 beignets.
She's had 6 beignets.
I don't like, I prefer the plain ones than the chocolate ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like the chocolate one, so save that one for me.
You can have all of them.
Of course, I've got a Sunshine Shenanigans story talking about...
Don't tell.
Not the greatest. Not the greatest going into Circle K. That's all I'm going to say, okay?
Oh God,
okay.
it's always
all
a
right.
Circle K. And we got a DJ snack pack today that's pure 80s, gold sunnies, and we're talking big hair energy, anthems you forgot you knew every word to, and at least one song that basically is the soundtrack to every breakup and comeback in the entire decade.
And we got 2 love story movies today. I thought love was in the air this weekend, that's for sure. We got George Clooney flick that has a glow up with Michelle Pfeiffer, if you know, you know. And the other one, Mel doesn't love very much, but we will celebrate it nonetheless.
And we've got details by Dean, birthdays that will make you say wait, and history that will make you say no way.
No way, Jose. But don't touch that sunny sundial, because we are serving up heart, humor, hope, headlines, and just enough fabulous nonsense to keep this day properly caffeinated, of course. And Sunnies, you already know, we're here with the good stuff.
Yes.
It's called Sunny TV, baby. It's fierce.
It's fresh.
That's right. It's Sunny TV. And now a quick word from our local sponsors. We got the Bailey Group and Steve Chapman's All American Air. Be ready for anything with the Bailey Group, an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. Whether it's securing your family's future, protecting your business, or planning for individual wealth, the Bailey Group is here to guide you every single step of the way. Since 1954, the Bailey Group has been a trusted cornerstone of the St. Augustine community. Under the leadership of President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency into a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus on individual health and life insurance, Medicare solutions, group insurance, and property and casualty commercial coverage. The Bailey Group combines cutting-edge technology, strategic partnerships, and personalized service to deliver the peace of mind you deserve. Give them a call today, 904-461-1800.
Hi, I'm Steve Chapman, owner of All American Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 40 years, we've been serving St. Augustine and the surrounding areas. We're the largest HVAC dealer in St. Johns County, providing high-quality service and products. With courteous technicians responding to your HVAC needs, our expertise will give you confidence in your investment. Family-owned All American Air Conditioning, voted best of St. Augustine for more than 20 years running.
All right, well, how is this weather? Are we going to get any relief here?
No. All right, you guys. So the weather today is going to be pits of hell degrees. So no, just kidding. It is going to be...
literally, you're right.
Yes. It's
what we experienced this weekend was insane.
It's going to be 90 degrees, but it's going to feel about 104, guys. So stay hydrated. Bring your dogs inside. Don't let them out too much. It's going to be... Winds are coming in 17 miles per hour. and wind gusts are 17 miles per hour. Tonight, it's going to drop down to 74. But thunderstorms are expected around 3 p.m.
I gotta tell you, we were at Pride Fest on Saturday, and we worked, God's sakes, from like 8 a.m. till about 1. We got that done. But it was hot. It was literally like, if we didn't have, God's sakes, if we didn't have the DJs.
They were awesome.
They got these like fresh white washcloths, right? Mm-hmm. And what were we doing with them?
Put it in the cooler.
Yeah,
and
we
then
were dunking them
on.
in. Yeah. It was actually the only saving grace that we had. But
I want to give a PSA to people who have events in Florida in the summer. They need to start at like 8 in the morning and be done no later than 12.
Yeah, definitely.
None of this afternoon crap.
Well, I mean, people don't know. I mean, you want to have the moment anyway. So I thought it was well done. It was amazing fest.
It was a good turnout,
it was
too.
just really super hot. All right, let's get into details by Dean.
All right, and Dean is watching today.
Detailsbydean.com.
Today is National Lobster Day, and I need everyone to take a moment of silence because lobster deserves our full attention, full respect, and full time in my belly.
Do you want me to tell you a little bit of fun fact?
Yeah, tell me something.
Up until the 1800s, it was considered poverty food. Lobster was considered poverty food.
Well, I'll be poverty all day then.
Prisoners and servants complained about being fed too much lobster. It was literally written into contracts that workers could not be served lobster more than 3 times a week. Now, that's the fanciest thing on the menu here.
That's the fancy version of poverty I've ever seen in my life. But it's National Smile Power Day. It's basically the universe telling us to stop being grumpy and smile.
Yeah, Mel. Science actually backs this one up. Studies show that smiling, even a forced smile, Miss Harden, tricks your brain into releasing serotonin and dopamine, which you need to get high on your own supply.
Dean, why do you hate lobster?
Oh my God, I love lobster.
Dean, get out of here.
Ooh, no, Dean, just pass it down. I gotcha. Yeah.
So today is also National Fly a Kite Day, which honestly sounds like the best Monday plan I've ever heard. However, get back inside by 2 o'clock.
I can't even picture you flying a kite.
I used to like to fly kites.
When?
My dad would go with us when we were kids.
That's why the dad was there. Mm-hmm. But you personally, no, I can't see you doing that. But Ben Franklin actually flew his famous kite into a thunderstorm on this exact date in 1752 to prove that lightning was electrical. Duh.
He put the key on there.
Right, he attached the metal key. Good job. Yes.
And let's do some birthdays. Courtney Cox. She was forever. People will remember her as Monica Geller on
What's
Friends.
your thoughts with her? Do you not like her?
I like her.
Oh, good. Shocker.
Yes. Also, one of my favorite humans, Ice Cube, is celebrating his birthday today. From NWA to Friday to being a movie star and on Law and Order.
You can do it. Put your back into it.
I
can do it. Put your ass into it. Put your back into it. Yes.
And happy birthday, Neil Patrick Harris. I don't care what roles you'll be in. You'll forever be Doogie Howser, MD.
I will tell you, if they ever make a Dave Hartzell Lifetime movie, I would want Neil Patrick Harris to play me. I think he'd be perfect.
Doogie Howser. That's how he will live forever, my brain. It's also Helen Hunt's birthday.
I actually got to help Helen Hunt in New York City.
Was she nice?
She ordered some custom clogs from me.
Was she nice?
She was very nice.
I feel like she would be nice.
And it was like one of my first celebrity meeting moments. So I didn't want to fangirl too hard. And I never asked her name. I just was astute and ready to help her with whatever she needed. And then came time to pay. And then I was like, okay, if you can just fill out our client card, you know how they make you fill it out, blah, 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 for the profile. And and she wrote down Helen. I'm like, I knew it. I'm like, David, you're so dopey. Come on.
I bet she loved it though.
She did love it. She was very graceful, very Helen Hunt. She was perfect.
I love it.
Nothing too crazy. I'm like, what have you been up to? She goes, well, I've had a baby. I'm like, oh my God.
And also this day in history, the Magna Carta was signed in 1215 because this is a big deal. On this day in 1215, the Magna Carta was signed, and honestly, it changed the entire world.
It was the very first time that a king was not above the law. Before June 15th, 1215, a king could do basically anything he wanted. This one planted the seed for every constitution and Bill of Rights that came after, including ours. The American founding fathers read it and said, that is in our DNA as a nation.
Maybe we should look that back over these days. What do you think?
Yum.
And George Washington was appointed commander-in-chief in 1775. No big deal, just the beginning of America. That's all, folks.
Yeah, Washington almost turned it down. Did you know that?
No.
He wrote in a letter that he did not think he was qualified for the JOB and felt genuinely unworthy of the command.
Interesting.
He accepted anyway, refused a salary. What a dope.
Wow.
And changed history. The most powerful man in America did not think he was good enough. Let that sink in.
That is pretty cool. And Arkansas becomes the 25th state in 1836.
Can we give it back?
Excuse me.
God bless you.
Happy birthday, Arkansas.
All right, Arkansas is the home of the only active diamond mine in the United States. We remember because we had that lady.
Did that story,
That
yeah.
was a great story.
Was a
You
good
can go
story.
dig for diamonds and keep whatever you find. We know this for a fact.
From the story.
People actually find them. A 9-carat diamond was found there in 2020.
That's the story we
That's
talked
the
about.
story. God bless.
And Spain holds the first free election in 40 years. So in 1977, Spain held its first free election in over 40 years, and the whole country showed out. Voter turnout was through the roof.
That's like when Christy was born, I think, right? Something like that. Was she 78?
No, she's 78.
Okay. After nearly 4 decades of dictatorship, the Spanish people voted in enormous numbers. It was described as one of the most emotional elections in European history. People had never voted in their lives. They stood in lines for hours just to have their say.
And on this day in 1954, UEFA was founded, which means European football got its whole organization act together, and the beautiful game was never the same.
Yeah, the 55 member nations and the Champions League, which is the most watched annual sporting event on the entire planet, and kicking off the World Cup in Atlanta is today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty
There we go.
amazing.
What's up with the music?
Well, we're going to strum it, drum it, hum it down. Sonny, it's time for the local music report to make you proud on this Monday list. Here we go. We got Nathan Allen. He's not a furniture shop. He's a performer at 12 o'clock,
that's
Milltop
funny.
Tavern. Reggie Starrett at the Tradewinds Lounge at 1. Shyla Macaluso, 2 o'clock at Bin 39 Wine Bar. We've got some very exciting break. We might get Irving back on the show sooner than later.
Yay.
He's got something very exciting to talk about. But remind me to tell you later. Joshua Tennessee Worthy at 4:30 at Milltop Tavern. Mark Hart, Tradewinds Lounge at 5. Kevin Edwards, 5:30 at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Janaya at 5:30 at the T. Smith Asian Bistro. Legendary bad boy Bob Patterson, 5:30 at OC White's Restaurant. Jim Johnson, 6 o'clock at 17 Kings. Stu Weaver, 6 o'clock at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill. Joe Downing, 6 o'clock at Salt Life. Wayne Lake is sweeping the nation at 7 o'clock at Casa Divino. Finishing out tonight is our local, interesting name, Johnson Burns. 9 o'clock at Tradewinds.
my God.
Great expectations for those local musicians.
People are looking for a company. I want people to have great expectations. We are a small family-owned brokerage. What that means is you get really personalized service, and everything is very hands-on. You're not just getting tossed onto the MLS and crossing our fingers. We're very aggressive with our marketing. We're excellent with communication. We have a lot of amazing relationships in the community, so you're getting the advantages of all of those things.
Okay, Sonnies, every once in a while, somebody walks into our city and adds something to it that we didn't even know that we were missing. Well, today's guest is one of those people. He was born in France. He trained under some of the most celebrated chefs in New York. He carried a dream across an ocean, across a career, and across a lifetime of early mornings and perfectly browned pastries, and he planted it right here in our ancient city. Sonnies, please welcome Jerome Bensimon from Cafe Louis, or Maison Cafe Louis.
Bonjour. Yeah, that's Maison Louis Cafe.
Thank you. I knew I could get it right somewhere in there. But this is amazing. I'm so excited that you're here on our show. Talk to us a little bit about how the cafe all started, where your journey began, and we're here in St. Augustine, Florida.
Thank you. So thank you for welcoming me today. I mean, just the story is like the story like everybody would love to have. It's a dream, you know. So I didn't know a few months ago that will happen, and then the universe decided I was working in an hotel somewhere, and then totally by accident, talking to a friend of mine here, I discovered that city. I discovered the location. And I said, let's go, let's roll it out, because that was my dream. My dream was really to bring something different in my career. It was a time of my life for that. And that's what I did, and I'm here.
So how did your friends sell you on the idea of St. Augustine, Florida? Did you see it looked very European? Was that an attraction to you? Like, what did you say? Like, yep, I need to settle right here.
Definitely, luckily for me, I knew the city from the time of COVID. I was there, and this city definitely looks like no others. You know, you have the feeling you're somewhere in Europe, you can somewhere in the US. It doesn't matter, but that's a beautiful town with something like a cachet. You know, very European cachet. So definitely, the town was on that. Florida sounds great, especially when you live in New York. You know, for the winter. And that's it. So all those elements. So the way he sold it to me is just because I was kind of teasing him and joking, even myself, say, you know what, I'm so tired of, working in an hotel.
Yeah.
I maybe will open a cafe. And that's what happened.
Well, when Jerome came today, he brought this huge box of treats.
I know.
Beignets and croissants.
Look,
I already
Basta.
had 6
she did. I've had
beignets
nothing.
and I had
Zero.
half my croissant. So, but I'll tell you, it is amazing.
So, Maison Louis Cafe. How did the name come about?
Yeah, so when the idea came up to go for it and try to open a cafe, then I was working on the marketing and the name. I'm French, so naturally Maison means house in France. So
okay.
Maison is the house. It's the house of Louis.
Louis' house.
Louis is definitely was fitting the concept because at that time I was in Newport, Rhode Island, where I was visiting the mansion. That's the season I was doing in that hotel, and it's really nice to see how people were surprised to see all that luxury from the mansion, the Gilded Age. And for me, it make a connection with the French castle, the European castle. So I didn't want to give necessarily that cliche of the Eiffel Tower.
True.
It was something about luxury that people remember. So Maison is the house. Louis was a great name. First of all, it's the name of the dad of my grandmother. So,
Okay.
And I didn't even know it, to be honest. My mom told me after. But Louis was definitely the name of Louis XIV, so linked to the history of the city here also, pretty much the same period. And also, I find out that maybe women will remember Louis
Louis
as Louis
Vuitton.
Vuitton. Exactly.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
became the House of Louis, Maison Louis Cafe, and that's what it is. So that's as simple it is. That's the story.
I
yes.
love it.
I love this.
So talk about the menu. I mean, what is like the signature thing? You walk in the door, I'm brand new, and into the cafe. What's the one thing that everybody has to have?
So before the menu, my dream and my goal now is to bring people an experience where people come in. I want people to enjoy the place, to enjoy the space, to enjoy the music. We even thought about even the noise of the coffee grinder. That reminds people who travel to Italy and Europe. It's noisy. It's kind of like, you hear lots of noise from that coffee machine. And that was really part of the experience. Then after that, we know that cafe is important to people. So we went for an Italian brand, which is Lavazza, if I can name it. And then that's where the experience starts.
Okay.
And from cafe, people go either for what we call the viennoiserie, which is all the croissant, chocolate croissant, apple turnover, and so on those little beignets. And then we went naturally from sandwiches. So we have 2 types of sandwich. We have the classical one with the French golden and crispy baguette, or we have the house bun, which is a brioche with no dairy, size of a grapefruit.
Awesome,
So I don't
yeah.
want to go too much in detail because I want people to come. And then naturally it goes also with some soft drinks, but also the pastries. And all that together makes the full experience from coffee to viennoiserie to savory and then sweets,
Did you always have this idea in the back of your head to make this happen? I mean, or is this just something that happened organically over time?
No, I don't know if I had that idea. What I want is people have, that little 2 seconds bite. When you bite on something and your brain say, that little smile.
That serotonin goes right into the brain.
Exactly. Life is busy. We all have issues and problems to solve. What could be love, whatever it is. We all the same, correct, as humans. So having that little time of pleasure, even if it's a fraction of a second, makes a whole difference because that's the place you will remember. And I'm sure that happened to lots of people to remember a place for the taste of something. Because the olfactory memory is the strongest one we have.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
the atmosphere is important to taste. So my goal was really to have any bite we have, and everybody has different tastes. So I'm not saying you will like what I like, but to make sure that in what we do, if people wants to try it, they have that little. And so far, that's what's happening. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. So what's been your experience so far with eating half of the box?
It's amazing. The dough and the beignets, I've had beignets before, but these are amazing. The croissants.
Can you go
Guys.
further than amazing? Like what
It's
about
so good.
it?
It's like perfect. It's like crispy on the outside.
There it is. Okay.
Fluffy, the inside soft and gooey. And I'll tell you what, I've never tasted a croissant like this before in my life.
I'm telling you, there's a different level of experience with that. And I'm not asking you to tell us any of your secrets because we want it to be like a secret and a destination. But like, what was the research like for you on this? Did you go to different cafes around the world and say, I love that. I got to figure out how they're doing this to bring it over to here?
No, I would say as a chef, my referential come from Europe. You know, I've been, as you say, trained by some of great chefs. You know, my mentors. But my olfactory education or my taste education come from there. So the level of sweetness is different in Europe than it is in the US. So there is all
Wait,
that
explain that.
parameters.
Yeah.
Explain the level of sweetness in
It's
Europe
different,
to
yeah.
the U.S. Explain
For
that.
many reasons, some of them are just the way that goods can be produced and the way they can be produced, so it tastes different. If you take the flour as an example, you know, the flour, they say in the US you have to get the unbleached one, you know, which is not happening in Europe because
Right.
you could not bleach it anyway. So the quality of the ingredients matters a lot, and that's what I learned from the top chef I was working. You know, those Michelin people, Michelin star people, chef. Whatever you use the best ingredients. Use everything in the box. Use everything in whatever, but make sure you use the right ingredient, and that's what makes the huge difference here.
I mean,
If
I
you
see
like
it
the
even.
bit, yep, sorry.
I even see it in Nutella. Like, I mean, when I get Nutella
won't
over
eat-
over in Europe, it's amazing compared to what it is here. It's a whole different experience. I mean, I know that's trite, but that's just something we've experienced over there. And like, you know, over here you get bloated when you have the breads
Oh,
and the
well,
things.
let me tell you.
Not in Europe. I mean, that's
The
a whole different
croissant, I
experience.
just finished mine. I'm going to have another one in a minute. But there's something very different about Jerome's croissant.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but some places when they do a croissant, it
Dense.
just tastes like a brick of bread. There's
Yeah.
no like different flavors. And the layer of flavoring in your croissant, like the butter you use has to be like completely different than what other places use.
Yeah, the butter is French, so that's to say. And that's funny you say that because we have a couple of people in the last few days who say, "Oh, could you warm it up, or could you please like give me some butter for my croissant?" And I say, "Okay." So in that case, what I do,
don't need butter
I
for
love
that.
that challenge. So, and I'm not stubborn, not even as a French, I'm not stubborn at all. So if they want it, I will do it the way they would prefer because that's their taste and I respect. But I told her it was an older lady, and I say, "Look, just." I took one from the case and I said, try it and let's make a test. This one is on me and tell me what you think because 60% of that croissant is already butter. So two things. If I warm it up, what happens is the butter is going to melt again
Gets
and it's
rubbery.
going to be saggy and like kind of, you know, kind of wet
Right.
at the bottom. But if that's your taste. And also if you want to add butter, you don't need. So she tasted and I can remember her face. She said, "Oh no, I don't need butter." Right
Oh, I
away.
love that.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot now, and it's about the components and the ingredients. You know, there's more and more people doing really great quality products, and that's also something I forgot to mention. But I have kids, and two of my sons are American and French, but they're born here. Their mom is American, and I've been always tired to hear people in France telling me, "Oh, American have no taste." This is so not true. It's because they didn't have the offer before. Because if you give a good croissant and a bad croissant, only a small percentage of people will go back to the bad croissant. You know, this
Right.
is people have taste, and we can see that every day. And I'm so pleased and happy with that to see people, as you did, you taste, and you're able to make the difference because people travel, people have experience, and people in smaller city like us, like ours, I consider it's mine also now. they want the good food, and
Yeah.
it's not only for New York and LA. In New York, you have everything, all those big towns, but those smaller city they need, and people are so craving it in a good way. That I'm so happy to fulfill that mission. If it's
I
mine.
love that because we are a big foodie town, and we really do focus on. We just had a James Beard Foundation dinner just a couple weeks ago, which is incredible. But how do you deal with in the cafe shelf life of your products? It's got to be a hard balance because it's brand new. So how do you work that out and saying I'm only going to make 100 croissants today versus 50 croissants because you don't want them to go to waste? How do you find that checks and balance?
As you say, today. So first of all the croissants, they don't last more than one day. I mean, I can take some myself home at night, but fortunately for us, at the end of the day, so far we never had any, which is good for my
Wow.
diet.
Amazing.
You know?
Yes.
I don't
Bring
have
them to
eat
me.
them. Yeah, I can
Exactly.
I can stop by on the way home, but it's all fresh. You know, all the sandwich, the bread is made every day. The sandwich are made on the fly. The poached eggs are made on the fly. So there is no waste. That's also a big difference. To be technical between cafe and restaurants, we don't carry such an inventory. We don't have the same menu. Meanwhile, our menu is kind of big, but it's just to cater everybody's taste. So there is no shelf life. Beside the soft drinks and beside the milk, everything that needs to be in the fridge, the rest is only just for the day.
I love that.
What is your favorite thing since you've been in St. Augustine? What's your favorite thing to eat? Like, not from your cafe, like in general. What
Oh,
is your
that's a good
favorite
question.
thing?
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
To be honest, I'm here since December. I made the decision at the end of last year to come. I moved physically at the end of December the 30th, and since then I've been working 7 days a week, so I don't think so I experienced that much. I've been to a couple of restaurants, which is Asado Life.
Yeah, we
which
love
I
them.
love. They're amazing. I've been to the Drunken Horse, the French
Oh, yeah,
restaurant,
love
so
that
good.
place too.
which I feel the food like so French. They have a bœuf bourguignon. I felt my
Their
grandma.
escargot is good.
Oh yeah.
We that's our secret spot. We go there for our
Well,
meetings.
now it's not
yeah.
a secret. You ruined it.
It was so good.
So what else? What is your like all-time favorite food? Like mine is pizza.
Okay.
If you had to pick a favorite food, what would it be?
I mean, it changed. I don't have one in particular, but I would say a good baguette with a piece of butter on bread and a glass of red wine. It's not food, sorry. I've got to drink responsibly. It just makes me so happy.
So
Yeah.
good.
This is exactly what I was trying to say. It doesn't have to be the quantity, it has to be the quality and the pleasure of it,
Yeah.
the intensity of it. And for everybody, it's different.
Yes. What about sourcing some of your ingredients? Has that been difficult? I mean, obviously, it's prices are definitely going up for everybody out there. Has that been a challenge for you?
It has been. You don't find everything I wanted, but then because I was 4 years in the industry in New York, I've been exchanging lots of business cards with suppliers, and suppliers are also grew up, know they in Florida also. So some of the product I didn't find through through Florida distributors. I get them some distributors in New York to give me some contact and so on. But no, the food industry has been changing so much that you have lots of a good push of really good ingredient products.
Yes.
I give you an example. You know, if you go to, sorry to interrupt, but if
No,
you
you're
go
good.
to Trader Joe, you will be surprised to see all the frozen and everything is coming from Europe. It's coming from. So the food industry became also, I would say, worldwide. You know, in
Yeah.
a good way.
Definitely a global touch there. So I know that I love how your business model is you're rolling things out slowly. It's not the whole enchilada all the way. What can people look forward to in the future? Do you see your menu evolving, or do you see maybe partnering with other chefs in town?
No, for now, to be honest, it's only 1 month. On 1 month, we are at the baby stage. We've been extremely lucky and blessed to have that many people and so many regulars already. So we're gonna keep every day is a new day for me, and every day start with the consistency. I want somebody like you coming on Monday having the exact same taste in 2 weeks. If you come, the coffee should taste the same, the sandwich should be the same size. Consistency makes people happy. People are already happy at the beginning. They can become more difficult. So we want to make sure the consistency stays in our quality. Then we will cater what people need. We've been asked to do some catering. We will start. I mean, in a month from now, I will do some change, but we will keep the menu. The menu is pretty wild. You know, we have a lot of items that makes people really happy so far. So we will continue. And of course, we live in a time where people need new things, needs to try and experience new things. So we're working already on some new beverage. We're working on some foaming, we do for the matcha. We try to always going towards better quality and better product as much as we can find them.
Excellent. That's awesome.
And also, too, the building, you did an amazing job.
Amazing.
It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it looks like a mansion. Like
It-
you're pulling
yeah,
into a mansion.
But it
yeah.
also looks like nowhere else in St. Augustine.
Yeah, well,
I
you
love
mean the
that.
inside, the decor of this. Yeah, I wanted to give that touch, of like Europe, and we have. It's funny. I give you a quick anecdote. We start to have lots of ladies. I would say ladies, not to mention more, coming and stay and sit there. And at the beginning, they told me, "This is your place. You are Louis." I say, "No, I'm Jerome. But you can call me Louis if you want." And I say, "It's kind of." She said, "Oh, they say, because they're not the only ones, say it's kind of noisy." But I say, "You know what? It's on purpose because I really want you to experience the European cafe. If we were in Paris, you will have 5 more tables next to you. You will be like,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I say, but that's very noisy. I say, it's on purpose because we don't want you to stay too long. Of course, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a cynical joke. And the same ladies, you see them coming almost like twice a week now with their friends. And we put the music even louder in the afternoon, the French music. Sometimes we put some Ibiza music.
Yeah.
And I was joking with the team yesterday. I said, maybe at some point they're going to start to dance on the table, because they love it so
Right.
much. So really, that to say, it's the atmosphere, and I really wanted people to feel that elegance. The brass, the golden. If you look at even our bathroom, we put picture of Versailles Castle. It doesn't say it's French, but people can feel it.
Yeah.
And we're not French. The cafe is Italian. We have the gelato are Italian. So we take the best products from everywhere. And that's really what I was aiming to bring, and I'm really happy with that so far.
Talk about your staff. How excited are they to be a part of this new venture?
I mean, like everybody works, when you have to go to work, I don't think so the excitement can be there. But I can see from the way I feel and how I talk with them, and also they're really excited because they're part of something new, as you say, in the town. We have a really nice clientele so far. You know, people are really friendly, really curious. They're eager to listen, to get some advice, and love the place. And the team is great. I have a great team because if you look at the compliment, one of the nicest one I've seen last week on Google was to say that good things about the place, but it looks like that team works together for years.
I love that.
It makes a lot because for me that's part of the experience.
Yes.
You know, in Italian you say mi casa e su casa. This is the sense of hospitality, and for me, hospitality comes with a capital H. It's really important that people feel at home.
Well,
Yes.
I'll tell you this much, Jerome. In any job, whether it's a restaurant, any industry, it doesn't matter. It starts at the top. And if the owner and head of the organization brings everybody in and is that person and brings that motivation and that hype energy, your staff will follow. So the fact that you're so excited about it and you have a pretty calm nature about yourself, so that I can just see filtering into the staff.
We might revisit that comment later. The staff will follow, but yeah, she's
you.
right. It does reflect, and then that's amazing because that's a culture that you're giving out, which some places don't even have that, which is awesome.
Yeah,
That
some
is
don't
amazing.
care. It's
Yeah.
just like turn and burn. you know.
So, got a little teaser? Anything coming up next? What can the locals really look forward to with Maison Louis Cafe?
I mean, hopefully the same great pleasure of tasting good food, whatever it's in for 5 minutes or to take home. We're going to develop the online and on phone. We're starting to do that. Lots of people are asking. I don't know if you've seen, but we have that famous can bottle that we do use induction sealer, and it's a hit in terms of marketing, but it's also really helpful because you could not spill any liquid.
Oh.
So yesterday we got people who were going on their boat. They stopped by with their truck in the morning with the cooler, and they put all their latte coffee because they'd seal. I don't know if you've seen that bottle.
I haven't. No.
It's a can. It's a PET plastic can, PET, and we put an aluminium top, a lid, and we have an induction sealer. So it seals the can, so you could not spill. You have to open it like a can.
This is
I love
awesome.
You can see that on the media. People love it. People ask for it, but it's also, as I say, really cool for marketing, but really nice for. It's really useful. You know, I've seen a mom. She came last week. She had the stroller, the baby, and if she have to hold the latte with the lid, you never know if it's gonna flip.
Yeah.
over
Right,
on
right,
you.
right.
You can even put it in your pocket because it could not spill.
This
So-
is awesome.
That's really cool.
so that's one of the things we'll maintain, but down the road we will develop more of the catering. We've been asked for people to organize some parties, so I'm working on that.
Fantastic.
I love it.
So, what are the hours of the cafe?
So we open 7 days a week, and we open from 7 o'clock to 3 p.m. The kitchens close at 2, so everything that's savory after 2 we cannot do it. And then Sunday we open at 8, but we close also same at 3 p.m. and 2 p.m. for the kitchen. So 7 days a week.
That's amazing. And there's parking. We were talking about that on
Yes.
pre-show.
How can people follow you?
How can people
The
follow
people
you?
can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. We have a TikTok account, but I was not really good at that. But
None of
you
us
know,
are in town either, so you're
we
okay.
have to apologize, but it's only 1 month, so everything has been pretty quick. So no, we have to settle down, but priority is to maintain the quality, make sure the operation runs perfectly, and we will improve that.
Listen, I have had so many friends come up to me and talk all about this incredible experience. You are hitting this out of the park, sir. And welcome to St. Augustine. This is such a special time.
Thank
you so much for your time today.
Thank you very
and
much.
more to come. I'm
Thank
so
you for the
excited.
treats.
Yeah, it was so much fun. That's probably the best treats you've had, right?
Ah, so good.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break with Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliant. Maritime Vibe Check!
Fresh version.
When the lights come on and the magic begins,
There's a crew behind the scenes that always wins.
Maritime Creative. They set the stage.
From sound to lights to video waves.
Big show, small space, doesn't matter a bit.
They show up, they glow up, they make it all lit.
No panic, no chaos, just smooth, clean flow.
They take a wild idea and make it glow.
Need a vibe, they build it.
Have a dream, they get it.
From spark to spotlight, they never forget it.
I trust them, I love them, they come on through.
Maritime Creative, that's the real stuff, boo.
So if you want your moment to rise and shine,
Call the crew that always gets it right every time. It's Maritime. Got gold? Got silver? Got a drawer full of what even is this? Then it's time to cash in with Flashes and Brilliance, Northeast Florida's most trusted gold buyers. They're not just buying gold, they're buying silver, rare coins, fine watches, estate jewelry, and all the sparkle you forgot you had. Don't just sit on your treasure. Turn it into cash today. Call John and Steph, the pros who make it easy. 904-540-7617. It's fast, it's friendly, it's Flashes and Brilliance, because your buried treasure belongs in your bank account. I love Flashes and Brilliance. Our
Yes.
very first sponsor, our first group of people that supported us since day one. Love, love, love. You guys, if you're sitting on some treasure, you got to give John and Steph a call. Look, Aaron gave me that penny and it ended up being worth $3. That was awesome.
You know the blue tie-dye shirt Stephanie gave us last year for 4th of July?
Yes.
I still have mine.
You know that's from Danielle Steele's daughter?
What?
I'm not kidding you. So
What do you
Danielle
mean?
Steele's daughter,
Like the author?
the famous author,
Okay.
is
of
Steph
Stephanie?
Robinson's good friend. Yep, and she makes Z's tees. And she tie-dyes them. She has her own little company. And so Stephanie supports her all the time. So she gets all these tie-dye shirts for everybody. I know. It's such a
Whoa.
random thing, but it's Danielle Steele's daughter. Isn't that
I was
amazing?
looking at my T-shirt drawer and I was like, oh. This
Steph
from
is like
Stephanie.
a super fan of Danielle Steele. She's read like everything, even in Spanish. I mean, like
Even Spanish.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
get into some
God.
of these local events. We got plenty of time today. Woo, this is nice. All right. Shining a spotlight.
Oh my God.
I need you to hear me right now.
Fart noise.
Yeah, I could. The Attractions Association, which we are partners with, are shining a big light on one of the most fascinating and almost forgotten visionaries in St. Augustine history over at the Villa Zoraida Museum. Mel, you and I are going to go over with...
I have never been here and I want to go here. It just looks so freaking
We
cool.
drive by it all the time.
Yeah.
You're always like, what the heck is inside of that? Well, Renee has been the great bridge to Villa Zoraida. We're going to go over there, but they have a new exhibit. A man named Franklin W. Smith, an abolitionist, an entrepreneur, an architect, founding member of the first YMCA in America, a man who looked at this ancient city in 1883 and said, I'm going to build something here that the world has never seen. And he did.
If you build it, they will come.
And now you can walk right through it. And listen, Sonnies, you already know the St. Augustine Attractions Association never steers us wrong. This one is special. You have to be spotlighted right now. Villa
Yes.
Zoraida, go ahead, Mel.
The exhibit is called Building America, the life and vision of Franklin W. Smith.
Cool.
And it's running now through September 30th, 2026.
Awesome.
So it's right across from the Villa Zoraida Museum. It's right across from Flagler College.
That's
and
right.
it's open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 11 to 4. Tickets are $15 for adults, 14 for seniors, 13 for military, 11 for students, 8 for kids ages 5 to 12, and under 5 are totally free.
I thought you so.
What? You think we could pass for 5?
I think you could
That
definitely.
is free 99.
Like a little petite panda
Oh,
over there.
yeah.
But no, Villa Zoraida, there's a great history about it.
It
Like
looks
that
so
was like
cool.
the first like real building in St. Augustine. And then Henry Flagler saw that and was like, hey, hey, friend. Hey, friend. Will you
Yikes.
teach me how you did your things? And then he built a building, same kind of concept with
It
the
just looks
coquina.
so cool.
I really want to get into the story, so I'm gonna get
Did
into
it
that
start out at someone's house?
exhibit. Yeah.
I want that to be my house. Can I buy it?
Yeah, you could. Or you can buy that pink castle that's back up for sale, too.
It's up for sale
I
again?
think so,
I'm going to
yeah.
buy that. That is so cool.
All right, Sonnies, I need your next full attention because another St. Augustine Attractions Association member are putting us into something with equal parts hilarious, brilliant, and completely St. Augustine, the Limelight Theater.
Love it. Our house.
Our house, our home right here is now well into their 34th season.
Holy moly.
I know. This is awesome. They got a new show called The Battle of Shallowford. Here's a premise. In 1938, a small southern town hears the War of the Worlds radio broadcast.
Orson Welles.
It convinced everybody that Martians had actually
Yes.
landed. And instead of changing the channel, these people decided to fight back against the Martians in a country store in North Carolina. Sonnies, this is the show. This is the one, and they are definitely going to be spotlighted.
So the Battle of Shallowford now runs Sunday, June 21st through, it runs now through June 21st.
Now I understand.
Yes, I read that backwards. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday shows at 7:30. Sunday matinees at 2 p.m.
Okay.
2 deal nights, Preview Thursday, June 4th, and Terrific Tuesday, tomorrow, June 16th. Tickets are $27.10.
I love the 10 cents.
Regular tickets are $37.60 with fees. Student rush tickets, $15, available 60 minutes before the curtain.
I like that.
There's also free parking.
Yes, we love a free parking moment. Of course, that's 11 Old Mission Avenue. Or you can call the box office at 904-825-1160. 64. Say hi to Chad for us over there.
Ah, Chad.
All right. Oh, this one's kind of hitting us in the gut a little bit. We all have a big connection to this next restaurant. Guys, this is a Heartbreak Hotel. Somebody save Amici before we lose our minds and our beloved meatballs. St. Augustine is about to lose one of its own. Amici, the Italian restaurant that has fed this town through weddings, birthdays, heartbreaks, and hurricanes. It's closing its doors potentially by the end of June. Owner Freddie Underhill and Jen Underhill took over in March 11, 2020. 3 days later, remember this, guys? The world shut down, right?
The kids went on spring break forever.
He fought for 6 years to stay open. This is not a restaurant story. This is an absolute passion, love story for the love of being a restaurateur.
Yes, Amici's has been a St. Augustine staple since 2001, owned by Vito Arena and his sister Benedetta.
That's right. Doesn't the Jimbo got a connection there too?
They are amazing people. So
yeah.
that's 25 years of Sunday dinners, first dates, and family milestones. Freddie and his family battled through the pandemic, multiple hurricanes, equipment failures, labor shortages, and rising costs. Staff has already been notified, and Freddie is actively helping his team find new opportunities. But there's still a slim Hail Mary chance if someone wants to step in and save it, but time is running out.
Save it.
When Vito owned Amici's, Jim and I, that's where we had our rehearsal dinner. You know, so
I was there.
Yes,
I was there for
you
that.
were in the Milano room.
That's
Freddie
right.
and his wife bought it from Vito, and they also bought the building too, because Vito owned the building in the parking lot. So they kept some of his recipes, but some they made it their own. I'm really sad to see that it's probably going to be closing.
I heard, one of my favorite memories of Amici was there was a Jimmy Jam fancy dinner moment. It was a fundraising moment. And Chris Shee got up and got that whole room.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so powerful what he said. You know, there's a lot of these organizations, and they're like, you know, you felt obligated to donate $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the way Chris held that
was the
room,
bourbon thing.
Yeah,
right?
it was the bourbon thing, and I still have the bourbon in my refrigerator or freezer. But it's so funny because the way he it felt natural, and I think a lot of it had to do with the setting. I mean, Freddie and Jen, what they did in that Milano room was so beautiful.
Yeah.
The comedy shows that've been there for over
Murder
the years.
mystery dinners.
This is heartbreaking, and I actually did a deep dive in.
Well, a few years ago, didn't they sell it and then they bought it back? Right?
Right, exactly. And then they were holding on strong, and then it just kept everything. The pizza oven died, then he had to get the pizza oven was like made of World War II, so he had to like get something, you know, a little bit more modern. That was an investment. So it just little by little, it just kind of ate them alive, I feel.
Not being there.
It's just not going to be the same.
You come over 312 Bridge and it's always right there.
I think of Freddie. I think of Jen. Every single time we see the word Amici, it's like, boom, it goes hand in hand. This can't happen. There's got to be a Hail Mary pass somewhere here. Because, listen, if there's anybody that's going to run a great Italian restaurant, it's going to be Freddie and Jen. They do an amazing job with this town. Absolutely rallies and loves them so much.
What's funny is, with Amici's, Jim fixed the roof at Amici's. Jim
That's
built
right.
the planter boxes on the patio. Jim
Oh my
put
God.
the lights up around the palm trees by the Milano room.
So have you talked to him about this story?
Yeah, he heard about it.
It's
He's
pretty
like, "Dang,
sad,
that
right?"
Stinks. Yeah.
I know. So prayers up for that. Guys, we're going to be on this story. I know our community just doesn't sleep on a story like this. I'm sure there's things going on in the background.
The property, though, that's where somebody's got to buy it for that property.
Yeah,
It's
listen,
huge.
Maria,
All
we're
the
going to need
parking.
some prayers
Yeah,
here.
Mom.
We don't want anybody going out of business. Not with somebody that has the passion and the drive and the heart they love. Did you ever meet their dog, Bellissima?
Yes.
Bellissima?
I wonder if they'll still have their food truck then.
That's a good question.
think they
That
still
is a good. I mean,
We're going to keep up with this story.
we have to because Amici is such a major staple in town. We love it. Throw some emojis in there because I know Freddie's going to look at these comments later, guys. So let's make them feel great. This is definitely a tough situation, and we're going to lift them up. We're going to do it. I know we can. This is what this town does. All right. Speaking about this town, remember the story we talked about that principal that got in trouble with the yearbook quote?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm on her side. So if I have to keep talking about this every single day in my life,
I've been on her
Yes, you
side
have.
since back in the day.
okay.
Because this is not the first time the school has tried to come for her.
Right. That is
So,
true.
and I'll tell you, in the coaching world, I have been her before, so I'm on her side, man.
I'm totally on her side. Yeah. And the
Betty
more.
Bob sent her flowers.
That's right. What did you say? Say it again.
He sent her flowers.
That's right. The
With the
rapper
note.
ended up sending her flowers. I think it was flowers by Shirley. A 26-year educator is fighting for her career over a rap lyric she says that she didn't even see.
It's not even bad.
It's not even that bad. Trout Creek Academy principal Katie O'Connell showed up to the St. Johns County School Board this week with her lawyer and said it plainly. Here I am, a 26-year dedicated, defamed, destroyed educator over a quote I didn't even proof or approve. Her attorney, Jack Webb, didn't mince words either, telling the board disciplinary suspension triggers a requirement that an administrative hearing needs to be held.
They didn't do that.
And no such hearing was scheduled before they even moved to fire her. The board blinked. The decision got pushed to July. This is far from over.
Here's the quote that was printed in the yearbook. Everybody hating, we just call them fans, though. I mean, I don't think that's...
Say it slower.
Everybody hating,
Okay.
we just call them fans, though. Let your haters be your motivators, basically, is
So
what that's
can you
saying.
define it for us, like free? Like I'm born yesterday. What does this mean to the streets?
This basically, in the streets, it means like everyone's hating on you. They want to see you go down. They're trashing you, dragging you through the mud.
Kind of like bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, we just call them fans.
Oh, I see
Fetty
now.
Wap is a rapper known for his hits like Trap Queen, not exactly standard yearbook quote territory for a school principal. The quote went viral, the story went national, and the district placed O'Connell on leave just 22 days later. But they never did a, what's the word? The hearing.
Something sounds fishy here. It just seems like you said, there was
Witch
more
hunt!
more to the story, right, than actually over this one quote. I can't see somebody getting fired over one friggin' quote. That makes no sense to me. There's got to be more to the story. I don't know. I don't think it's fair because now her public image is literally being dragged all over the place. And now how is she going to be able to
But let me
recover
ask you,
from
if
this?
you were her, would you want to go back and be in prison? I would not. I'd be
No,
like,
they've
"Screw
already
you guys."
they already replaced her with Dr.
wouldn't
Carmichael.
even- I wouldn't even want to do it anymore. I'd be
I
like,
wouldn't
well,
either.
Screw you
But
guys.
at the same time, I would like my dignity to be intact and
Well,
not
yeah.
be drugged through the mud. If they wanted to do this, then maybe they should have done it a little bit more privately. This is absolutely.
Why don't they look into, because you can search computers very easily, especially with the school system, because they all go through the school board.
or understand the quote? Period. End of out.
Wait a minute. Why don't they search the person's computer that sent the proof off to the yearbook
Well,
company?
that would be the yearbook director.
so
that
let's
goes.
look at that a little bit closer, shall we?
I'm sure they have, but it's still.
Somebody changed it if she
There's
didn't put it in
something
there.
not right here, guys. And you know what? I think Judge Judy needs to come on this court.
Yes!
She'll fix it
Nancy
all.
Grace.
Well, let's take a quick break with Old Town Trolley and St. Augustine Attractions Association. Sit back and relax and take it easy, baby, and let it go as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine history. Guests will enjoy the city's European flavor, brick-lined streets, and sites such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. This 90-minute tour features 22 stops and covers more than 100 points of interest. Guests can use their ticket all day for on and off reboarding. You got to check out hometownpass.com. St. Augustine isn't just a destination, it's an experience. From historic streets to the unforgettable adventures, the city is full of moments waiting to happen. But here's the move. Don't just guess your way through it. Go where the Sunnies find the most trusted attractions. The St. Augustine Attractions Association. Dozens of the best experiences all in one place. From history to hidden gems and everything in between. Plan smarter, explore deeper, experience more. Go to StAugustineFLAttractions.com because here you don't just visit St. Augustine, you live it. Well, we're going to get into DJ Snack Pack.
Let's go. First up, take on me.
Take on me. Take me
on.
I'll be gone after you.
I can't go that high.
Me either. I'm like, quick, kick me in the nuts.
Take On Me by a-ha in 1985. This
That's
song
right.
almost never happened, and then it almost happened twice and flopped anyway.
Really?
The synth riff that became one of the most recognizable hooks in history was first played by the keyboard. I'm not even going to try that name. When he was 15 years old, and he filed it away. Years later, it became the backbone of a song that was first called Lesson 1. Three Norwegian boys picked up and moved to London to become pop stars. Warner Brothers a Warner Brothers executive finally heard it, saw the band's potential, and handed them something unusual for a music video in 1985.
God, that
Time
music
and
video
budget.
was so good. That was like the pencil
sketch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
They used a technique called rotoscoping, the live action footage traced by hand, frame by frame. They don't do this anymore. Two artists drew approximately 3,000 individual sketches over 16 weeks to complete it. The music video won 6 MTV Music Video Awards in 1986 and is widely credited with saving the song. Keyboard for Holium said plainly, I have no doubt that the video had made the song a huge hit.
Yeah, the video is what made it big.
Yeah.
Next up, Boys Don't Cry. I love The Cure,
Me too.
1979. Robert Smith was a teenager when he wrote this song, and he wrote it because he was angry.
Okay. Oh.
Angry at being told that boys weren't supposed to feel things, that emotions were weaknesses, that you were supposed to button it up and carry it on.
Brian loved The Cure.
He never did this, so guess what he did? He wrote a 2-minute pop song about it.
That's the truth. I was being down
The
at
song
your
was
feet.
released in 1979 and was supposed to be a top 10 hit, but it wasn't. The label called it a farce.
Oh.
Fiction Records boss Chris Pari said it was a hit song and it should be a hit. Robert was disappointed and he had a right to be. In 1986, years later, the song was re-recorded with Smith's more mature voice and re-released with a new video featuring 3 children miming the song while the original band members loomed behind his shadows with painted red eyes.
I remember that. Yeah.
I love
That re-release finally cracked the UK Top 40. Then in 2019, 40 years after it was written, Smith performed it at Glastonbury and said, I realize it has been very contemporary renaissance. Rainbow flags flying around, the whole new generation singing every word.
Oh, Robert Smith.
I know.
Next up, we're the kids in America.
Whoa.
We're the kids in America. Whoa. Everybody live for the future, go round.
Reminds me of Clueless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kim Wilde in 1981, a family business story disguised as a pop anthem. Kim Wilde's dad was a rock and roll singer. Her brother was a teenage pop star turned songwriter.
Oh.
And one day her brother sat down, built a pulsing synth track, and handed it to their dad and said, write some lyrics.
Oh, wow.
What he came back with changed all their lives. Kim's dad, Marty, had watched a TV show about American teenagers, and it genuinely alarmed him. He said, I'd seen this TV show about teenagers in America, which frightened the hell out of me. That anxiety, the fascination with a more dangerous, more exciting version of youth became the whole song. Kim had just left art college, and she thought she might become a backup singer. Nobody told her that she was about to become a pop star.
Wow. Was
love
she a
this.
one-hit wonder?
Yes.
Sounds like it.
I love it. The song has appeared in The Wedding Singer, King of the Hill, and most recently Stranger Things spinoff, Tales from 85.
And David Matthew Hartzell starring in Eric Bogosian's Suburbia. That was the song that like opened the play. And I came out on stage with rollerblades and like short shorts, a tight tank top, and some bubble
Rollerblades.
gum. Yeah.
I
Oh, and
love
I had
it.
one of those like remember the '90s that had the silver beaded necklace. It was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
skater
It was
thing.
heavy.
I remember that so much. It's gone through a horrible
Yes.
breakup, son of a bitch. All right, let's get into sunshine shenanigans here, shall we? This one's an idiot.
Yeah.
All right, the most independent man in Florida. Whew, I need to tell you about Hassan. Hassan Alexander Campbell of Marion County, Florida.
Oh, Barry.
He woke up one day and
No.
what did he
Barry,
say?
Barry Hoonan just poked in. Hi, and he goes, what did I miss?
Oh my
LOL.
God, the entire
The
show,
entire
Barry.
show, Barry.
We were talking about you because we had Maison Louis Cafe on.
Yeah.
And I was saying there
We're
could be
talking about you.
could be a great collab. Yeah, were your ears
With
burning
ears,
there,
yeah.
chef? He's amazing.
All right, back to shenanigans.
Okay, we're back to Marion County with Hassan. Okay, most people, when they want to prove their independence, maybe get their own apartment, maybe cook their own meals, maybe finally do their own laundry.
Oh, God.
But Hassan decided to rob a Circle K. This was his plan.
Look at this beauty.
This was his road to independence. Walk into a convenience store, take the money, and presumably call his mom from somewhere fabulous and say, see, I did it all by myself. So in he walks. He goes up to the counter. He makes
Stupid.
his demands. The clerk says No.
You can see his whole face.
Here's where it gets better. A customer, just a regular person who came in for a Slurpee and maybe a bag of chips, saw what was happening and decided they were not going to stand for it, and they confronted Hassan right there in Circle K between the hot dog roller and the lottery scratch-offs. A fight broke out. Hassan lost. He ran out of the store, jumped into his car, and led police on a chase across the county until police disabled his vehicle and pulled him out. So here's the part, Sonnies. Here's the part where I can't get over. When police asked him what in the entire state of Florida was he thinking, Hassan looked him dead in the eye and said he was trying to figure himself out. That he was supposed to meet a relative, that they were going to go to a strip club,
Oh, God.
and that he tried to rob the Circle K, and I'm not making this up, to prove to his mother that he was independent and could take care of himself. He also admitted, and I quote, that he had been a dick. And then he had nothing else to add. Hassan was charged with attempted robbery, battery, and fleeing and eluding. His mother could not be reached for further comment.
You think his mom was proud of him?
I think she put a lot of pressure on Hassan. I think
Oh my
it
God,
all
shut
started
up.
crumbling for
I think he
him.
needs to get out of her basement.
It just was difficult for Hassan to grow up with
So
a
you
mother
can't
that's so
even play that
controlling.
card.
No wire hangers!
Christina,
All right.
bring me that.
Let's get into Mel's movies of yesteryear.
I'm really excited about this
All
first
right.
one. The Notebook.
I love this movie. How do you not love who loves The Notebook? Put it in comments right now.
Everybody.
It's so beautiful.
Anyway, Nicholas Spark wrote the book about his wife's grandparents who were still together for over 60 years.
I mean, my God, that is so gorgeous.
The director cast Ryan Gosling partly because he thought he wasn't conventionally handsome and looked, quote, a bit crazy.
Yeah, because the eyes are close set. That's why,
Ryan
yeah.
Gosling and Rachel McAdams actually couldn't stand each other during filming. Gosling even asked the director to bring in another actress to read lines with him off camera because things were so tense.
But that kind of showed really good on camera
Yeah.
when they were like in the
They
new budding
eventually
love.
fell in love and dated for years after the movie wrapped. The movie was filmed completely backwards. The older versions of Noah and Allie were shot first. Ryan Gosling learned carpentry during production and actually built the dining room table and chairs used in the film
Wonderful.
itself.
Congratulations, Ryan. Another talent.
I love it. It made $118 million on a $29 million budget.
You know
Critics
who was
were
supposed
mixed.
to, who was all in the final auditions for this?
What?
Britney Spears. Literally, there is. She was literally. It was between her and Rachel McAdams.
Thank God Rachel McAdams got it.
Oh.
I couldn't see Britney Spears doing that.
She is so good. Are you kidding me? Did you see Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman? Hello. She was so good. Just saying. I am always supporting
Next
Queen
up,
Britney.
One Fine Day, 1996.
You're gonna want me for your girl.
George Clooney and Michelle Pfeiffer played two single parents who have this most chaotic day in New York City history.
I like this movie.
I do too. Tom Cruise would originally be looked at for Clooney's role. Thank God he didn't get it. Clooney had already met Michelle Pfeiffer before the movie. He had dated her sister years earlier.
Oh.
Clooney showed up drunk to the set one morning, went out the night before with a friend, came home at 1 a.m., woke up at 5 for filming, and realized he was still drunk. Pfeiffer said she knew the second he walked in because he smelled like a distillery. During lunch one day, Clooney broke his eye socket playing basketball with the crew, and then they had to shoot around his swollen face by hiding it behind one of the child actors.
God, calm down, George.
Yes, one of the first Hollywood films to put cell phones front and center as a major plot device.
Wow. All
There it
right,
is.
Sonnies, as you venture into the rest of your day, I want you to remember this. Jerome Bensimon woke up at 4 o'clock this morning in the dark before the city opens its eyes, before the birds, before the coffee shops, before anyone else in St. Augustine was even thinking about the day ahead. He woke up at 4 a.m. to check on his pastries. Not because somebody told him to, but because a contract required it. Because he believes, with everything in him, that you deserve to feel the care in every single detail. That the browning on a croissant matters, that the music in the room matters, that the sound of the coffee grinder and the steamed milk and spirited conversation, that beautiful noise is not just an accident, it's an act of love. Repeated every single day. He talked about consistency on the show. And that's the thing, Sonnies. Greatness is rarely loud. It's almost always quiet. It is the chef who trained for decades before opening a single door. It is the dreamer who carried Paris in his heart across the ocean and said, here, right here, this is exactly where I planned it. Jerome didn't just open a cafe, he built a feeling, a place where a stranger can walk through a door just for a moment and feel like they were just sitting on a Parisian side street and nowhere to be and nothing to prove. Where we all could use a lot more of that in our lives. So today, whatever you are building, whatever dream you have been quietly tending to in the dark before anyone else wakes up, don't stop. The world needs what only you can make. And we love you out there, Sonny. So we will see you next time at 3 o'clock on the
Yes.
show that's on in the afternoon. All the cool kids, we know it as.
Afternoon Delight.
That's right. We'll be rolling in the Sunshine Brigade at 3 o'clock
Yes.
today. Guys, hit that share button and go on over to Maison Louis Cafe.
Maison.
That's amazing. Love you guys. Bye,
Bye,
babies.
guys.